following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ.
I got him!
So don't get cocky.
This is about what's going to happen.
Welcome to
DeaconLive.
DeaconLive.
Welcome back, guys. On today's show, Portuguese people say "fuck you, orcas," and get ready for the East Coast for a new storm that's going to start over. Sorry, got to do that again. Welcome back, guys. On today's show, Portuguese people say "fuck you, orcas," and get ready on the East Coast for a new type of storm. And is your body ready for the Great Reset? And what happens when a police officer turns pimp? All this and much, much more will be discussed here on DeaconLive for the next 60 minutes or so. We'll get you up to date on social news stories and viral videos you might have missed over the last couple days, or we'll be talking about it here in the upcoming few. How are you? How are things going? Are you doing all right? Oh, my voice is still not ready to talk yet. You would think after 11 years doing this show, I'd be ready by now, but I guess I'm not. So I hope you guys are doing all right. I hope you're getting along with everyone, and I hope everyone's getting along with you. And I hope most of you are smart enough to watch what you say and try not to get fired from your fucking job, you lame-brained dodos. Now, I understand. We don't get too political here on this show, but this is not political. This is just common sense, people. Now, as you guys know, Charlie Kirk was assassinated. And what sickens me, now, free speech, you can have it all day long. You can have it all day long, is I didn't realize that people were so cheery about this man right here, and all the news has said this, and all the people have said this, and somewhere in between, it just doesn't pass the smell test. Something's not right. One side is lying. For the most part, I'm saying this one side is lying altogether, because I've never seen anything showing Charlie Kirk in a different light. So with that being said, people are getting upset because they're posting on Facebook, they're posting on their TikToks, they're posting on Instagram, they're posting on all their social medias about how they feel about Charlie Kirk. That's fine. Great. Do it. Tell your friends and your community and your group of people that you hang out with and that you hang around with how you feel about the assassination of this man. And then don't expect a backlash at it. You know, you have to understand that freedom of speech comes with a price. Whether it's you're paying the price or someone else is paying the price, but there is a price to be paid. And unfortunately, a lot of these newer people, I'm just going to put it that way, newer people that are now starting to get involved in the community, involved in the social feeds, and involved in the news feed, because we have so much out there. We are so, everywhere we turn, you know, they say the news cycle repeats or refreshes every, what do they say, 3 hours or something like that? Whatever we were talking about 3 hours ago, we're not talking about it now. Unless it's some kind of world issue, and this is a world issue or a world incident that happened. And then, so everyone thinks they're the smartest tool in the box. Is that a phrase? I think there's a cartoon out there that might have something to say about that. And they're wondering why they're getting fired from their jobs, because their employers or someone's brought to the employer's attention that this person said this about the assassination. Bad, mostly. I mean, most of these people are ding dong, the witch is dead type deal. And when your employer sees that, the employer has to take a stance. Employers, I should say, companies, businesses, for the most part, don't want to get into your political debate. They don't want to stand on the side. They just want to sell their fucking beans. They just want to sell their fucking hot sauces. They just want to sell hamburgers. They just want to sell cars. That's all they want to do. The money is the almighty, God to these companies. God and then money, and then there's a flow chart in there somewhere. So don't be surprised if you're working at Burger King and you're like, yeah, man, Charlie Kirk's dead. All right. Ding dong. And then you show up to work the next day, and corporate office, not the manager at the place, corporate office has come down and says, because the manager at your place probably has the same views and opinions. But the corporate office says, hey, you can't have you can't have Chris on his TikTok channel wearing our uniform, representing Burger King, saying ding dong, the witch is dead. We can't have that. That guy's got to go. He's got to go somewhere else and find a job. And find a job somewhere else? Do you think that's going to happen? Well, why'd you get fired from your last job? Well, They said I was trans. They don't like trans people working there. And these are excuses that they're coming up with. I was late. I was late to my job, so they fired me. Then you dive into it, and it says, I think it says, I forget what the actual term and phrase is basically social inept to something and had to part ways type stuff. And if you live in a state, a non, what do they call it, not where you can just be fired for any reason, you're double jeopardy as far as keeping that job. Now, for more on this, of course, I dive into TikTok. And don't forget, for every podcast we do, we have a matching video over on YouTube. You can see the full-length podcast over on YouTube. Just search DeaconLive Podcast, and you can see all the ins and outs that goes on here, behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, and any videos or pictures we talk about here on the show. We've got lots of them today. You can see them in real time as we're talking about them here. So here we go. I'm going to switch over to camera 4. Let me make sure I got the right picture up here. Here we go. It's a TikTok video explaining a lot of people are getting upset because they're losing their jobs after celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk. So here we go.
Online celebrating the passing of Charlie Kirk, and many of them are now losing their jobs. Many of the people you've seen cheering on the passing of Charlie Kirk started with this man who just moments after Charlie Kirk was struck, right in front of him, was cheering on video that Charlie Kirk was hit. Then you have this woman who was a nurse going on TikTok celebrating the passing of Charlie Kirk, and now people have found out where she works and are talking to her employers. This man who wrote this entire statement here is actually in the military, and people have already alerted Pete Hegseth, who is essentially this man's boss, and will probably be trying to do something about it. You have another woman who is a 2nd and 3rd grade teacher's aide who was posting about that she wished she would have heard of another obituary talking about Donald Trump, but instead she would settle for Charlie Kirk. And this man, probably the most prominent person to be fired after their comments on Charlie Kirk, was Matthew Dowd, who was actually working at MSNBC and went on air saying some absolutely terrible things. But more and more of these videos are coming out, and more of these people are going to be losing their jobs.
So that's, let's go back to me now. So that's what's been going on. And people are then they have the part 2 video. I lost my job. What am I going to do? The economy sucks. I can't afford rent. I got to live with 6 other roommates, and we all share the same nose ring room. We go into job interviews, and the blue in my hair is fading out, and I have to buy more dye in my hair so people know exactly who I am. I'm losing my identity. Dodos. You know, it's these people that have this main character syndrome that feel like the world cannot affect them. They are the center of the world. The world revolves around them, and they say that, or they think that nothing can harm them. Nothing can fear. They don't fear anything, and nothing can harm them. Well, you know, when you start losing those jobs left and right, and you know, for the most part, they're lower standard jobs. I mean, the guy on MSNBC, which I think is what, MS Now or something like that, he lost his job. But here, I got a lawyer right now that's going to explain this to you. So all you little kitties, all you little purple hair, green hair, yellow hair, green, blue, whatever, face piercings and all that stuff. I can't say anything. I used to have face piercings too, but mine stood for different things. Come around closer to your radio, share your headset with someone that you're riding on a bus with to that job interview or to your unemployment check that you got to go pick up, and listen to what this lawyer has to say.
Kirk online that your employer does not like and they fire you, there may not be much you can do about that. My name is Paige Sparks. I'm an employment lawyer, and this makes my eye twitch. Misstated all over the internet. You don't have an absolute freedom of speech against everyone for everything. Your constitutional rights, like the Bill of Rights, which includes the First Amendment freedom of speech, primarily protects you from the government, not against individual people or private entities. The U.S. Constitution limits the government's power. It is not meant to regulate private behavior in between people or in between businesses that have nothing to do with the government. I'll give you an example. If you make a public post online saying, fuck the government, a cop cannot show up at your door and arrest you for saying that. That is a violation of your First Amendment freedom of speech. As an employer, I'm a private entity. I have nothing to do with the government. So if my wonderful law clerk says, fuck Paige Sparks online on a public post, I could fire her for that and there's nothing she could do. There are, of course, some exceptions, like if a private entity is acting on behalf of the government or if you are a municipal actual employee, and technically you have a government entity employer. But in general, you only have the freedom of speech protected against the government, not other people. I have actually sued the government before for violations of freedom of speech. Speech does not have to be just spoken to be protected. Actions can be considered speech too, like burning the flag, or if you flash your lights to warn other people of a cop sitting on the side of the road, that is also protected speech. Comment to let me know what other questions you have about the law. If you see people saying this incorrectly online, now you know.
There you go. Thank you, Lawyer Paige. And that's Lawyer Paige at her TikTok page if you want more on her. So there you go. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear your opinions. We'd love to hear from you if you've lost your job. And your voice can be heard right here on the broadcast. We broadcast every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a little town we like to call Marshville. And the way you get your voice in is, if you're watching this here on the video, go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET radio.com. At the very top of the page says, Be Heard. Opens up a microphone on your device. You can speak right into it. You can be anonymous if you want. It does want an email address, but that's just to make sure you are not a robot and you are an actual person. And you can speak right into it. You can be anonymous, put whatever name you want in there. Comes right to our inbox, and we'll play it on the very next podcast. All right, guys, we got a lot to talk about and a lot to get into. And what happens when a sheriff's officer turns pimp? This is a very interesting story, and it happened in my home state of Florida. Go figure, right? So we'll dive into that when we come back. So you're listening to Deacon Live. Stick around. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Like I said, we'd love to hear from you, and the way you can be part of the show, you can be podcast famous, is go over to prophetradio.com. At the very top of the page says, Be Heard. Don't be shy. We'd love to hear from you. We know you're out there. I know there's a lot of people that watch all of our TikTok videos. They watch all of our little short videos over on YouTube, and a lot of people over there are making comments and stuff. For example, last week I said something about David D4VD was found dead in the front of his car, and a lot of people said, hey, correction, that wasn't him. He didn't die, and he is actually alive, and that was a woman that was found in the front of his car in that Tesla that was abandoned on the side of the road. So David 4D, or whatever his name is, the singer from last week's show, is actually alive. So there's my correction. I stand corrected on that. Now, I also stand corrected on this next story. I said it was from my home state of Florida. It's not. It's actually from Long Island. I knew I had some kind of connection there. We just got back from Long Island. I got family up there. But this gentleman right here, a veteran of the Long Island Police Department in Suffolk County, cop admitted to moonlighting as a pimp as part of a sleazy Long Island prostitution ring, the prosecutor says. Popo pimp Jim Grimolazzi, Leozi, I'm going to see how, what we do. If we can't pronounce the name, we'll make the computer do it for me. So how do you pronounce this name? Whoops, don't want to do that. Pronunciation. There we go, pronunciation. So let's see. How do you say this? Nope, that's not it. How to pronounce this word?
Trimegliozzi.
What?
Trimegliozzi.
Try it again. One more time.
Trimegliozzi.
Trimegliozzi. All right, we'll go with that. Trimegliozzi. 56, copped and co-managed the Hallbrook brothel at American Girls Spa for nearly 5 years as part of a sex ring that allegedly also included the local gym teacher of Suffolk County District Attorney Office, announced this past week. Okay, the 18-year-old police veteran, one of 3 ringleaders who pleaded guilty to corruption and prostitution charges last week, was a 6-time Cop of the Month before getting busted. I wonder how he got elected. Who was the people voting for him in? Probably the prostitutes. He's the best cop that we ever had. Now is facing up to 2 years behind bars. 2 years? That's not bad. Really? These giggle. I'll giggle because one of the places he was working out of was called the Tunnel of Love. Live girls, strip clubs, and so on and so forth. The guilty pleas represented accountability for those who violate the public's trust in engaging in organized criminal activity. While it's always disappointing when the public servant, this is the statement from Suffolk Suffolk County Police Department. While it's also disappointing when the public servants betray their oaths, these resolutions demonstrate that my office will ensure serious consequences for any corrupt actions they may partake into. Prosecutors said that the sex ring leader, Fred Saggio, 61, and his 33-year-old mistress, Dana Carludio, everyone's got an O, hey, oh, wow, oh, ee, ran 3 brothels in Long Island between 2019 and last year, including the Holbrook Spa, co-managed by Trimgilozio, and West Babylon location of the Tunnel of Love. Saggio, a reported mob associate whose ritzy Fire Island pad was seized by authorities, agreed to pay nearly $1.9 million in forfeiture and faces prison sentences of 2 to 6 years when he returns to court on December 18th. His girlfriend agreed to a 6-month prison sentence when she returns to court on November 12th, and the trio charged sex workers between $6,000 to $12,000 a month to operate the brothels. What? The trio charged sex workers? Oh, they charged them that much to work in their brothels. All right. Tremazio Leo allegedly ran the American Girls Spa with a disgraced Islip school gym teacher, Stephen Ari, 53, who was charged in the scam but was not convicted nor pled guilty. Avery, 26-year-old employee of the Islip school system before getting fired, was indicted and indicated in the charges of the enterprise corruption and 27 counts of promoting prostitution. Meanwhile, prosecutors said on March 19, 2021, Trimagilazzi abandoned his post and sped to the Holbrook brothel at 90 miles an hour to respond to a report of a robbery at that location. So there they go. A cop, gym teacher. What's the other guy who's 61? So a mob boss, here you go. A mob boss, a sheriff officer, and a gym teacher walk into a bar. Wars are on me. That type deal. So there they go, happening right in our own backyard over there in Long Island. Now, we actually flew into Islip, and we have family over in the Center Reach area. So I wonder, and the two of the our family members are teachers in, I don't know if in that district or whatever. I'll have to ask them if they knew these people or knew the gym teacher in that sense. Now, this right here, a guy went to see a movie, nothing wrong there. Saw a movie called Demon Slayer, which is one of those anime things, nothing wrong there. And decided to pee on everybody. Well, something wrong there. During the showing of Demon Slayer in Arizona, a man decided that rather than go to the bathroom, he would pee in the theater. So I guess he didn't really want to miss the credits, the subtitles at the end. So he pulled out his junk and urinated right there in the theater. Patrons were, of course, shocked when this thing went south for a man when he splashed it on his kid in front of him. Jesus Christ. Pee the consequences. The father of the young boy who got peed on wasn't happy. Neither would I. It's incredible bad manners to pee on another person's child. Peeing on your own child, that's fine. As a result, what kind of phrase is that? As a result, the urinating theater goer got filled in. The father came around the seats and was filmed mercilessly pummeling him and beating the man into his chair. A TikTok of this event was posted online showing a man and his friend giving a small bladder creep a quick violent lesson about correct bathroom etiquette. So where is the thing? Here's the pic of the Twitter. Let's see if we can get the pic from Twitter. X, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Oh, here it is. Oh, yeah. Oh, we got it. Here's the video. So here, right in the middle of the movie, I'm going to switch over to camera 4 here so we can see this in real time and watch it. Has it got volume on it? Oh, please be volume. Lots of cussing, too. Here we go. Oh, he's hitting him. And it's funny because there's a fight scene going on in the movie, so it's like life imitates art type deal. Oh, he's wailing on him. Bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam. Can I just say that the movie theater is not that packed, by the way? There's probably like 20 people in there. 7-4. Movie's still going. Guy's still beating on him. Guy's fighting back. Get off me. He's got him in a headlock. Now someone else coming over. I'm gonna fuck him up. You're fucking up my movie. She's down in front. Down in front. Fuck him up. Pause the movie. Hey, pause the movie, everyone. Nobody knows what's going on. Here comes the guard. Here comes the usher. Give him a couple more whips. Lights on. Damn. That's the movie in the background. Hey. He's just sitting there. All right. He's just laying in the chair now. You can't see him. I want my money back. I want my money back. So there you go. Don't pee in the theaters. You can jerk off in theaters. I mean, we all know what happens when you do that. Pee Wee Herman type deal. All right, when we come back, when you go to buy a car, did you know that it costs more if you want to pay for it all at once? If if you go to a brand new car lot or that you have the opportunity to finance it, it costs more to pay cash for it. Yeah, I know. I didn't know that either. But we'll get into the cryptic deal of what car dealers are doing, and they're trying to convince you to finance those cars. So stick around. We'll dive into those stories when we come back. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. You want something for free? Well, we'll give you something for free, but what you got to do to get it is go over to Prophet Radio, proud sponsor of Deacon Live and all the other fine programming that comes out of the studio. There's a little drop-down menu that says free swag. Pick yourself out something. We'll send it out to you, and we have Halloween's coming around or coming up here. The holidays are coming up, and we're going to have brand new gear up there for you to have. Just fill out that little form. It's not an email grab or anything like that. It's just their way of saying thank you for being a part of the show and being and supporting all the fine programming that comes out of the studio. We'll send it out to you here in the United States. If you're overseas, tough shit. I mean, we appreciate you. I mean, we really do. But logistically, I'm not sending anything out across the seas right now. Now, from New York all the way to North Carolina, which is where we broadcast out of, New York's in the news again. Be warned and brace for power outages over the next few hours as a solar storm, hits Earth. Great. Just all we need, right? At least 11 states are expected to be affected this coming Monday for solar activity. Alaska, Washington, Wyoming, New Hampshire, Vermont, Idaho, Montana, North Dakota, Minnesota, Michigan, and Maine. The strength of the storm is strong enough that other states could also be affected, including New York, Oregon, South Dakota, and Wisconsin. Did I say all those names correctly? Hopefully I did. By Sunday night, a major G3 geomagnetic storm will hit the Earth, and on Monday, a G2 storm is expected to follow, according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, the NOAA. These storms are scheduled on a scale from G1, which is minor, to G5, which is extremely and hurricane-like. A G2 storm will be considered moderate, as it could cause minor power outages, slight satellite disruptions, and potential high-frequency radio blackouts. What's a radio, Mommy? That's how I met your dad. Elon Musk's Starlink satellite was among those who suffered the most storms, or will suffer the most from the storms. On Saturday night, reports of blackouts and degraded services in Missouri, California, Washington, New York, and North Carolina are already being felt. Sunday's storm could cause roughly 60% of Starlink to experience issues staying online for more than a half hour or so. Residents who live in the lower latitude states like Florida and Hawaii are likely not going to feel the effects of the storm because you guys are perfect. That's all I have to say. Hawaii and Florida, perfect states. The solar storm can cause by the sun's releasing massive amounts of energy and particles through events like a coronal mass ejections. God, that sounds horrible. Or CMEs, solar flares. Besides the disruption satellites, service and power grids outages, solar storms can also cause auroras, which are those lights in the sky, I guess. As a result, the heightened solar activity coming for what experts are called a Russell-McLaren effect. Scientists know that the calmer lemon could be visible to the naked eye during this October. As it closely approaches the day it should be brighter and the brightest to the earth on October 21. So if you want a chance to go look at the sun, that's the day to do it. That's the brightest one, you all ding-dongs out there. Now, we just recently bought a vehicle. When I say recently, right after the pandemic, we bought a truck, Chevy Silverado 2500 series. We ordered it. We got all the stuff. My wife wanted all the cameras on it. She wanted the nice interior. She wanted, certain color, certain blah, 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 blah. And we ordered it, and we got the price, and we're like, all right, can you do anything about the price? And they're like, no, you basically ordered this from the factory. That's the price. And there's no dealership fees or anything on it. There's a transfer fee to get it from the factory to us, but there's no add-on features. You got it right from the horse's mouth type deal. But buying a car has never been fun, but one shopper found out just how upside down the process can be. Instead of scoring a deal and flashing cash, he was told that it would cost him $1,000 more if he didn't agree to finance it. The frustration scenario popped up on Dave Ramsey's subreddit under the title post, buying a car, and the dealer says it would cost $1,000 more if I pay cash. Now, I don't know if you listen to Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey's he's a man of God. He doesn't push God on you. He pushes good values on you, kind of like what Charlie Kirk did. And he talks about, buying a car and being financially sound with your money and making sure you're not doing dumb stuff. He always says, pay cash for a car. Save up your money, pay cash for the car because you don't want to finance it. Well, come to find out, this dealer was willing to charge me $1,000 more if I didn't finance it through the dealership. Is there any reason why, the comment continues, why I couldn't finance the car and collect the $1,000 discount and pay the car off tomorrow without paying any interest? So that was the question that was asked on Dave Ramsey's Reddit page. It might sound backwards, but other users quickly explain why it happens. One who worked in the banking cut right to the chase. It's simple, the person posted. The dealership gets a kickback on financing, usually a couple %. Another one raised in a dealership family said it's not just a little bonus. They get more than a kickback. They mark up the interest rate up to 4% higher to get a large portion of that in return. Dealers make money on service, finance, rebates, and hold back and used cars. Okay, I got that. There is very little profit in new cars, and they don't mark up. So that's what I was saying. The truck was basically at dealership cost. That's the hidden math. Dealerships often make more from arranging the loan than selling the car itself. Cash doesn't come with little extras like interest and warranties or markups. So today's market, it can be actually less valuable to them if you just buy a car with cash. Dealerships are not selling cars, they're selling loans. So if you've had an experience out there with your car dealership and stuff like that, it is kind of frustrating when you look at it. You're trying to do right. You told yourself that cash is king. In this situation, cash is queen, financing's the god. And when you go to buy a new car, even off a buy here, pay here lot, that's why it says buy here, pay here, because they make more on the interest. Now, those interest rates are very, very high. They can get up to, 18%. But that's the price you have to pay when you've lost your job or you don't have good credit or anything like that, that they hit you. They want, their money up front, which is coming through interest, rather than selling the car. Because what they'll do is if you default on it, they'll grab that car from you in the middle of the night, put it back on their lot, put the sticker price back on it after you've already paid $10,000 to $20,000 already on it. They'll put the sticker price back on it, probably a little bit less, and continue to sell that car again and again and rinse and repeat, and it goes over and over, and you're stuck in this financial loop. All right, when we come back, guys, this gentleman didn't eat for 7 days. And he's going to tell you everything that he didn't eat. No, he's going to tell you exactly what his body went through. And is this for you? This might be good for you or might be bad for you. We'll let him explain it and let you make the decision. So stick on. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us over on Facebook. Yes, we are back on Facebook. And the reason why you're going to follow us on Facebook is because if you haven't had a chance to go over to YouTube and watch these videos and watch the whole entire length of the podcast, that's okay. We understand a lot of people are busy out there, but you do have time to scroll through your Facebook page. So add us to your Facebook feed because a lot of these stories will pop up. Well, we post them on our Facebook and they'll pop up on your feed. And if you just want to reflect or remember the articles or just read them for the first time and share them with your friends, you can do that. And the way you do that is go over to Facebook, Prophet Radio. You can go there too. Go to Facebook, search Deacon Live, all one word, and all these articles and stuff we'll post over there. Also, we'll do our reels. We do reels over there from the show. You know what they are. I'm not going to explain it to you. We're young enough and old enough to understand how all that works. So you can go over there and make us part of your community. We'd love for you to join our community as well. Now, speaking of community, the yoga people, different breeds of people. I know some people that do yoga, and they're just like, oh, I'm just so in touch with everything. I just feel so electric and so alive. This one lady right here came out of a yoga / Pilates studio, and they offered her a free alcohol. Well, actually, that would be, I had the words backward. That would be awesome. Here you go. Here's a shot of Grand Marnier. Offered her an alcohol-free energy drink. Okay, well, there you go. That sounds a little bit better. And then she checked the ingredients and realized it's worse than what she thought. This could cause someone who is sober to relapse. A woman on TikTok, after her Pilates instructor allegedly offered her this harmless-looking non-alcoholic seltzer, she drank it and then reported started feeling strange and later discovered an unexpected ingredient was to blame. The TikToker and engineer, Mary Karoon Coe, C-O-E, says that the incident happened right after she attended a Pilates class in a new studio. In the Storytime video viewed more than 834,000 times, she reclaims she'd been handed a non-alcoholic seltzer that turned out to contain an additive substance. And after the class, her instructor allegedly told her the drinks were alcohol-free and they were seltzers and invited her to grab one. So Coe, who didn't think much of it, drank it, and she picked up the dragon fruit flavor, cracked it open, and began drinking it as she goes down the highway. She was drinking something called Mitra, M-I-T-R-A, and it's got, Mitra on the top, and it's got 4 different flavors, and then Kava is like kind of spookily spelled down below. So let's see, where's her video at? I'll find it. Give me 1 sec. Should be a little bit more prepared, but TikTok, where's she at? Maybe I should do it this way. Copy. Let's go to TikTok. Straight to the horse's mouth. Here she is. All right. What does she have to say? Here we go.
Pilates class that I took at a new studio.
I'm going to go over to camera 4 so we can see this in real time. So here we go.
Studio was great. But when I got there, I was checking in, and there was a lady giving out free energy drinks. She was like, oh, would you like to try this energy drink? And they have dragon fruit or whatever. And I was like, all right, well, the class is about to start, so I'll grab one on my way out. And so when I'm leaving the class, the instructor's like, hey, this lady came with these, they're alcoholic-free seltzers, and grab one on your way out. So I took one. I got the dragon.
I have a real problem with people saying alcoholic. It's non-alcohol. Alcoholic is the person. Alcohol is the ingredient. I'm just going to start it right there. So there you go.
Fruit flavor. And I'm drinking it in the car, on my way back home, right? And it's really bitter. It's not great. It kind of tastes gross, but I'm whatever. I drink it. I don't drink really even energy drinks that much. I like a very occasional Alani Nu. I get to my parking garage. I basically finished the can at this point, and I feel weird.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
A little off.
Uh-huh.
And I'm looking through the back of the can, basically, and it's weird. I noticed that it says older than 18 or 21 years old, and I'm like, why would it say that? What is in it? So I go,
they get you hooked.
Supplement facts, and there's freaking kratom in it.
Kratom, baby.
Stuff It doesn't say it anywhere in the front. The only place you can even find it is under the supplement facts. Why would you just be putting kratom and stuff and not like clearly stating it on the front of the can? I don't want to be consuming kratom.
Why?
It is like a super highly it's basically an opioid or an opiate.
You don't know. You don't know. You don't know what it is. So go back to me now. I've heard good stories about kratom. I've heard good stories about how people that are, true kratom, not the synthetic stuff that you see in like truck stops and stuff like that, but where people that were addicted to opioids, which is what she was trying to say, have taken kratom and, slowly wean themselves off opioids. I can't even say it now. And done good for themselves. They're now functioning people and all that stuff. So true kratom is good. So this woman had kratom in these Mitra 9 drinks, and she's right. She should have something up there that says, "Hey, might make you feel a little spooky," might make you hear voices that aren't there, type deal. So she took a drink. So be careful at your Pilates class. That's how they get you. Because it's those type of people, natural people. I want to be natural. I want to have this. Here's a seltzer, a non-alcohol seltzer, and a sensor. How many of these have I had? Jesus Christ. All right, when we come back, one more little segment, and then we'll wrap up the show. So if you have a boat over in Portugal, you are cussing out the fucking orcas, and we got a video explaining exactly what's happening over there. So if you're not on YouTube, jump on over there right now, and you can see this in real time as we're talking about it here on the show. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. I must be on kratom too, because I totally forgot to pay off the tease as far as the guy who ate too much or didn't eat at all for 7 days and what it did to his body. So if you want to see all the stuff that goes on here during the show, go over to profitradio.com and make sure you follow us over on your TikTok channel. Make sure you let's try all that again. Welcome back to Deacon Live. I must be high on kratom also, because I totally forgot to pay off the guy who didn't eat for 7 days. So sorry about that. So we'll dive into his story right now, but make sure you go over to profitradio.com, get yourself something for free over there. We'd love to hear from you as well. You can be heard. Your voice can be heard right alongside of us here in the studio. We'll play it on the air. So you can be anonymous if you want. Go over to profitradio.com. It says be heard at the very top. You can put whatever name you want, but it needs an email address. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love for you to be part of the show. Now, continuing on with what I was talking about earlier, a man ate no food for an entire week and shared his major impact that it had on him. Justin Dorff drank only water for 7 days. He ate nothing for a whole week, only drinking water, to reveal the true impact it had on him. There is something to be said about fad diets. Not all of them are simply there to lose weight. Some of them are actually beneficial to our health. For example, the carnivore diet has been linked to decreased in cholesterol and overall better health for a portion of users who stick with it. The vegan diet produces similar benefits. And then intermittent fasting has also shown some improvement in metabolism and even heals cells in the body. Or you can do the OMAD, which is 1 meal a day, fasting for 18 hours at set times, or fast for days or even weeks on end. Now, this gentleman right here, Justin Dorff, he chooses to fast for 7 days, only consuming water to keep himself hydrated and alive. While we are covered by people going going over people that have, what does it say? While we cover people that have gone over this for 3 or more days, some might think that 7 would be a major struggle. But even the YouTuber revealed that the challenges are worth it all in the end. Having posted his 11-minute video on his channel, Justin explained the reason why he decided to take off on this fasting stretch. Justin said, "For the past 2 months, I've been feeling tired. I got nagging injuries. I've also got I got this low-level stress, and I crave junk food. I feel kind of sad and not really myself. Basically, everything hurts and I'm dying," he continues. To combat this, he said he would track his mood, cravings, hunger, and energy throughout the fast, which he dubbed the Great Reset. Day one, Why do they say it that way? He weighed 72 kilograms. By the end, he had lost over 4.5 kilograms. All right. So what was so impactful after completing the 7 full days? Well, he explains that he lost 10 to 12 pounds. His waist measurements dropped 1 and 12 inches, and his cravings for junk food were literally long gone. The first 20 hours were solid, with him admitting moods have been good, no real cravings, not much hunger, plenty of energy, nothing really dramatic has happened yet. At this point, the body has entered in a stage of ketosis, where the body is now burning fat instead of energy for its glucose feeding. By day 2, things became difficult. I felt tired, foggy-headed, got nausea, classic signs of ketosis kicking in. However, the only thing that got worse from there, things got worse from there. The YouTuber described how 3 and 4 days were fantastically rough. It's not fantastically rough. It's horribly rough. He reached the midway point of his fast. He said, I woke up feeling hollow, like someone scooped out my insides. I was just withering away. Also, my hands and feet were cold and white. He also added that he took pills and drank an absurd amount of salt water and spent just an hour out the window during this time. I don't know what that means. He just spent an hour just out the window during this time. It must be a phrase that he has. But it almost took over him. Jesus Christ. But it almost took him an hour to feel human again. Even after he was only about 60% loaded, he began to feel stuck in a slow motion and his arms and legs began to feel heavy. While you might think this is clearly a terrible idea if your body is revolting against you because of lack of food, all it took was one more night, and Justin said he went from zombie to God mode. So once he got into day 5, he said, for the first time, I cared more about how I felt than how I looked. I wasn't white-knuckling it through the hungers and craving. I had a ton of energy, and I crushed my workouts. In the end, he said it was a great opportunity to reset his body and spirit. So that's what happens. I mean, your body physically would fight you to the death. Your body is sitting there trying to stay alive. It says, no, you're going to eat. No, I'm not. No, you're going to eat. So it's basically mind over matter for the most part. And he went through it and got through it, and now he feels better. Here's the thing. I know this from watching Survivor, believe it or not. The stupid things that you learn growing up. After watching Survivor, like the first couple episodes, they were really, really brutal. You got rice and water, and that was it. They didn't have any challenges where you went off to a beach and ate pumpkin pie and chocolate cakes and tacos and deli sandwiches and stuff like that. They do that now, but back in the day, they never used to do that. And then when people would come off of the island, like season 1 through 10, let's say, because it's still kind of new to them. They would eat like a regular meal. Their body would go into shock because they were eating rice and water and coconuts all day long for, 39 days, I think it was. I think it's down to 27 now. And their body would go into this physical shock and they would get sick. Oh, all I want is a cheeseburger. All I want is a steak. And then I think there was a betting part of the Survivor series where you could bet on food based on money that you won during whatever challenge. And people were saying, yeah, I bet on a steak dinner and I'd eat it. And within an hour or two, I was puking it up. I was vomiting. So your body's an interesting thing. So if you're doing the 7-day fast, be prepared for day 3 and 4, try to get through day 5, and then 6 and 7, you'll enter God mode, I guess. Now, this story right here caught on camera. And don't forget, for every podcast that we have a matching video over on YouTube. You can see this in real time. Hi. Watching me here on the different multi-angle cameras. You can see this in real time as we're talking about it here on the show. A heart-stopping video over in Portugal. Orcas repeatedly rammed a boat, eventually sinking it. All the passengers were rescued without injury later on the day. But here's the video caught on tape from USA Today. Is it USA Today or just Today? I don't know. It just says Today in the bottom corner. So here's the boats over in, Portugal. Is it the Red Sea out there? I'm not sure, but we'll find out here in a minute. I'm going to play this video. This is a little sailboat. I say a little sailboat. It's a good-sized sailboat. And you can see all the whales coming around it. So here we go.
Stopping video, a pod of orcas swarms a tourist sailboat. ramming the vessel repeatedly.
Oh, bam.
Circling the boat carrying 5 people over the weekend, about 5 miles off the coast of Portugal. In video shared by the Portuguese nautical center Terra Incognita, you can see the crews start to panic, and the boat eventually goes under.
Oh, Jesus, there it goes.
The water and
Sinking it.
The Portuguese Navy says all 5 people were safely rescued without injury. And later that day, the Navy says another incident with the same pod of orcas.
Bastards.
An uptick over the last 5 years. Hundreds of orca run-ins have been recorded, mostly here off the coast of Portugal and Spain. The encounters can be alarming.
They are the top predator of the ocean. Literally, it's as though Tyrannosaurus Rex has got its eye set on you.
But experts say they're not targeting humans. The orcas often sink their teeth into boat rudders, getting pulled along.
Oh, they're biting it.
Rudders aren't designed for that kind of force.
They're not out consciously doing harm to boats, but it is a behavior that is causing harm ultimately.
Iberian orcas are critically endangered. Scientists say the population number fewer than 50. Orcas are the largest member of the dolphin family. They can grow 32 feet long and weigh 6 tons.
Maybe they saw that movie, what was it, Blackfin, and they got pissed.
Living as long as 90 years. Back in May of 2023, a sunset sail dramatically interrupted by a pod of orcas, destroying the rudder, piercing the hull. The trend started back in 2020, and scientists still don't know exactly why.
Oh, look, honey, look how cute they are. They're shamus. They're coming up to the boat. Holy shit, we're dead.
Play behavior engaged by young males, but it's a...
You'll love it.
Oh, another ad. So there you go. That's what's happening over there. Let's go. Where are we going? Back to me. So that's what's going on over there in Portugal. Orcas are attacking the boats. Maybe they saw what was going on over in Japan, and they're thinking that these boats are trying to, kill them as well. Oh, cuttlefish, kill you. All right, when we come back, this, I don't know if this is true or not, but it's fun enough to talk about it. If you ever lose your cat outside, there's something called the Japanese missing cat theory. And this lady said that she did it, and her cat came running back. And I'll dive into that story. True or not true, we'll find out. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us over on Facebook. And if you want to leave us a message, you can be part of the show. You can be podcast famous. Just speak into the microphone over on prophetradio.com, and your voice can be heard right alongside of us here in the studio. We broadcast every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a little town we like to call Marshville. Now, I myself, went on a little getaway, like a weekend getaway with my wife. She was at a horse show, and I said, I'll come up there. And she's like, oh, yeah, Bradley, your friend's up here. And I said, oh, really? What's he doing? He goes, oh, he's drinking beer. I said, I'll be right there. So I left Saturday morning, didn't come back till Sunday evening, which was nice. It was a nice getaway. Good times were had by all. We had a great time over at the horse show. My wife competed and whatnot. But in the process of me leaving the house, you guys know my dad's here. So he's in charge of the property. He's okay. He can do it by himself, I think. But he can. He goes out and feeds the horses. He's in charge of feeding that. We have stray, not feral cats outside. We have 6 of them. They just adopted us. They just had kittens, and we just feed them and take care of them. We got 22 some odd acres, so they're fine. But we have 2 house cats. And when I came home from the trip, my wife wasn't home yet. I'd left before she did. I'm like, all right, Dad, we're home and stuff. Where are the cats? Oh, they're in my bedroom. And I'm like, I'm looking. I can't find them. And I said, Dad, are you sure? You didn't leave the door open. So I'm freaking out. I'm panicking because that's all I need is for my wife to come home, and the 2 cats that she loves in the house are missing. So I'm like frantically, shaking the treats and doing all this stuff and trying to get them, to come out and stuff. Finally, my dad, as I'm walking around the property, my dad goes, hey, Deacon, they're in the house. I seen them. I'm like, all right, whew. But this lady right here says that she lost her cat outside, took off, boom, have no idea where to go. And then she said there's this secret society of cats. Cats have their own secret society. And what you do is you have to kind of get one of the stray cats that are in the neighborhood, and befriend it and give it a little food and stuff and say, hey, look, I'm looking for my little kitten. I love my kitten, my cat. This is what it looks like, and give basically like you're giving a missing persons report to another cat. And she says that this cat, the theory is the Japanese missing cat theory. Basically, that cat will pick up that you're missing your cat and will spread the news like a lifeline between all the different cats and stuff. And your cat comes home. So what is this? Oh, I got this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let her tell her story. Now, she does have a Cockney accent, which if you don't know what that is a very, very thick British brogue. So I'm going to switch over to camera 4 here so you can see this in real time, and we can all be friends and listen to the story of mel.moon and her missing cat and how she acted or activated the Japanese missing cat theory.
You know that you've gone viral on the internet, mate. 3.5 million people have seen your face. Wade, you couldn't give a shit, could you? It's been a long shift, mate, because you were doing that at 7:30 this morning. I hope you get...
Oh, I have to go to the video. So here's the video.
Right, is this a coincidence or is there something to this legend? I'm asking you. Okay, a few days ago, my cat went missing. There he is, look, the absolute dickhead. Anyway, I was devastated and I meant to be, didn't I? Downward spiral, couldn't cope. Did everything the RSPCA told me to do. Put his litter outside, food, water, clothes with my scent on it. Went out searching at dusk, went out searching at dawn. Wasn't going to bed till 5:30 in the morning because of that absolute prick, right? Would he come back? Woody bollocks. I was beyond worried. It was crazy. And then someone left me a comment saying, have you tried the Japanese missing cat method? I'd never heard of this method, but apparently what you've got to do is this. You've basically got to go out onto the street, find a stray or street cat, crouch down to its level and whisper to it that you've lost your cat, describe your cat in detail, give the cat your cat's name, and then tell this cat how much yours means to you, and then give it a reward, kind of like a retainer fee, right? And that cat will then go and find your cat. So I did. I mean, as if people didn't think I'm crazy enough. I'm out in my back garden talking to my patio cats like, please, I've lost my British Blue. His name's Wade. I've had him for 3 years. He means the absolute world to me. I'd do anything if you bring him back. Please, here's some ham, here's some turkey. Please bring him home. Well, I shit you not, 10 minutes after I did that, this prick starts running down the street screaming for me. 10 minutes after I sent this little cat.
Oh, and that's a picture of her with cat. Oh, she's a mess. Oh, she looks like a mess.
To find mine, this one rocks up at my door. Is this a coincidence? Have you heard of the Japanese missing cat theory? Because it's a real legend, and oh my God, if it hadn't happened to me, I wouldn't believe it. But the prick's back. I'm totally grounded.
Yeah, a little bastard. Let's see if there's anything. The lore is fascinating, but some are cynical. In the post, the Japanese Today, Owen McGee pushed back against the skeptics, claiming that they might be quick to jump on the conclusions, pointing out that there could be any number of reasons explaining why the cat returned home. And maybe it was just timing or just sheer coincidence. However, what a surprise to everyone with a number of responses from other people who said they had similar results on their own lost pets after speaking to stray animals in the area, leaving us wondering if the method really just works based on faith and goodwill. All right, so there you go, guys. If you've enjoyed the show, make sure you follow us over on TikTok. That's Be Podcast Famous. If you don't want to go on the air and you have any questions for me, you can ask me anything you want. Just email me at deacon@profitradio.com. Comes right to our inbox and I'll read it as well. And make sure you follow us over on Facebook. That's DeaconLive, all one word. And you're already watching this on YouTube, so we appreciate that. Just give us a like and subscribe. And if you hit the bell, is that what the kids say? Hit the bell. Anytime these the short-length videos pop up, you can see them in real time and enjoy them and share them with all your friends. All right, guys, on that note, I'm going to let you get back to doing what you got to do. My name is the Deacon saying goodnight and goodnight.
This is the end. The absolute end.
Écoute-moi.
See you later. Right on time. Warts and all.